I passed away in my sleep.
You died and came back? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Today we have a very special guest with us, Debojit, who's on a mission to employ India.
My parents, when finally a son was born, they thought that this guy will go to IIT and will make us proud, and he failed in class 1. We have created some earthly definitions of ourselves, of rich and poor, of beautiful, not beautiful, of dark, fair. और टॉपिक था पैट्रियोटिज्म इज द रूट कॉज ऑफ वॉर. ना मुझे पैट्रियोटिज्म का मतलब पता था ना वॉर का. तो मेरे पब्लिक स्पीकिंग में इतना एम्बैरेसमेंट उस दिन हो गया था कि मुझे नीचे आने के बाद लगा इससे बुरा तो अब लाइफ में कुछ नहीं हो सकता.
Hi guys, this is Priyam and welcome to the Priyam Show. Today we have a very special guest with us, Debojit, who's on a mission to employ India. Hi Debojit, so happy to have you here. How is Bombay treating you?
Bombay, as always, is very beautiful. I have a lot of memories in Bombay also because I've
Yeah.
been a student here, but very, very excited and happy to be here on your show, Prem.
Yeah. See, I'm so happy to have you. So, for people who do not know, Debojit also has his own channel which is called Barta India Dekho, and we've already shot an episode together. So, if you haven't checked it out, please do go check it out. Talking about crack, Debojit, now coming to our main topic of focus. Crack sounds more noble than enterprising. How did you actually come up with this idea?
I think for a lot of us as entrepreneurs, an idea normally doesn't happen just one night
Yeah.
that you get a sparkling lightning and you feel that okay, ये business शुरू करना है, right? And you have a very successful business running also.
Thank you.
And on the same lines, I think the seeds of the idea was from the very beginning. When I always wanted to do something in the education space, but I was still figuring out what it would be. And second is, do I want to become an entrepreneur? I have been an employee. I have worked in the corporate space for more than a decade. So that decision also was a very difficult one.
Right.
But I think the that one moment where I felt that this should start was during COVID days.
Right.
And during COVID, when a lot of people that I know were losing jobs,
Yeah.
were not getting jobs, and in fact, I had a significant salary cut also. The problem was not losing jobs or not getting jobs. The problem I felt was lack of confidence people were feeling when this was happening.
Absolutely. There
If-
were. I mean, a percentage of population was out of jobs at that point in time.
Correct.
Work from home was paying half the salary.
Correct.
Lot of issues.
Correct. And if the entire society is going through something,
Yeah.
why are you so scared about it?
Yeah.
Right? If you have COVID, you are going to die, that's separate.
Yeah.
But otherwise, if you're going through the same crunch that everyone is going through, what is
Yeah.
this lack of confidence?
Right.
When I got deep into it, I realized that all through our lives, right from our childhood, we have never invested enough in ourselves so that we feel we can stand on our own feet and we don't need to depend on anyone else. Because of that and that herd mentality that we have followed from the beginning, whenever a situation arises which we have not planned for, our confidence automatically starts
Drops.
going down. And this was a mass confidence breaker, right? Something like COVID that came in. That is the time actually crack started. I started doing free sessions for my friends on skills. My first session was people management. My second session was developing a career roadmap. Third session was personal branding. Fourth session was storytelling, etc. etc. I did 50 odd sessions only for my friends. So it started with 5, 10, 15 people online attending it during COVID days and then grew to thousands and then eventually crack started.
So I can see, Debojit, that the love for education has always been there. So have you always been the studious and nerd kind of a kid?
I'll tell you an interesting story here, Priyam. I had flunked my first class.
What?
Very rarely people fail in class 1, right?
You're saying first standard?
First standard, yeah.
Okay.
And I failed
That
in.
takes a different kind of a skill.
Yeah. I was very skillful. I must agree. I failed in 7 out of 8 subjects in class 1.
Okay.
And I don't know how they had 8 subjects now, I think. But anyways, and there was this disappointment and sadness at home all around. And I was born in Kharagpur, a very small city in Bengal. And there's just one thing in Kharagpur, which is an IIT. There's a second thing also, long railway platform, but we'll skip it for now. But my parents, when finally a son was born, they thought that this guy will go to IIT and will make us proud. And he failed in class 1.
Oh my God.
Okay, and I used to be very sick when I was growing up. One of these days, when I was in class 2, I passed away in my sleep. I'll explain. And what happened was I had a lot of cough and cold, and I think some bit of it got stuck in my respiratory system, and I
Okay.
stopped breathing. And when I was taken to the hospital, I was declared dead.
How old were you when this
I was
happened?
7. So I was declared dead, and my parents had also signed the death certificate and everything.
Okay.
And then, for some reason or somehow, and with some trials of doctors, somehow I came back to life after about 12-13 hours. Now,
Okay.
that's not the story. The story is what changed after that.
Okay.
Like you asked for the love for education. In class 2, from failing 7 subjects, I became first, and the person who came second was 81 marks behind me.
Oh, so marginally you were doing really well.
Yeah, and there was significant gap from where I was and where I came.
Yeah.
So part of it, of course, is not me. It just happened that I came back, and I think I came back a better version of myself. Secondly,
You're
while
not giving enough attention. You died and came back. Is that what you're saying?
yes, and it's called a near-death experience. I read a
Yeah.
lot about it later,
Okay.
and I also saw all of that people talk about moving towards the light,
Yeah.
and you feel that you're going to reach there. I was in a tunnel. Imagine sitting on a moving train, and the train is moving towards a light inside a tunnel, and now imagine the train is not there, which basically means you're flying inside a tunnel towards a light. And then suddenly I came back to senses, and my mother was sitting beside me. I, in fact, told her that, "What have you done to me? Why am I feeling so much pain? I was feeling so free." Were my first words after coming back, because I had all sorts of instruments on me which was trying to get me back. And it was, I still remember it vividly. It's been almost 30 years now. And still, that is the most vivid memory I have of my life when I was going through that tunnel. And
So you actually saw like you were in a tunnel. I've heard this somewhere. I can't recollect. I've heard this somewhere.
possibly, a lot of people from near death experiences talk about something very similar.
I mean, going towards the light. That
Yes,
bit I'm talking about.
yes, it was a very bright light. It felt
Yeah.
that I will, I wouldn't be able to see if I cross that light. That kind of a light.
Oh.
And I couldn't reach there. Before that, I came back to my senses, unfortunately. I feel unfortunately because it was such a good feeling to be in that space.
Oh,
Coming
really?
back was sad. From that perspective.
Okay. Okay.
Right? But I came back a little better version, so it's okay.
Yeah. But the
Post
fact that you remember it also is like.
I can't forget it, Priyam. So some experiences in life are more vivid than others, right?
Absolutely,
Right? Our first maybe trip somewhere, our first time when we felt love,
Yeah.
right? Our first time when we maybe won something very big and made people we love very proud, whatever they are
Yeah,
for us.
yeah.
Those fall very small in front of the experience I'm talking about.
Oh.
It was so beautiful and so vivid. The perspective of life changes when you go through a near death experience. I feel all of us should die once. If you have
No,
to
thank you.
if you have to really
No,
feel,
thank you.
and but if you come back,
I understand. Yeah.
so that way the perspective changed to a fact that there has to be a purpose to what I'm doing. And I was very young. It was
Yeah.
class second standard. The result completely changed.
Mm-hmm.
Post that, because I was studying myself and no other sector I had enough exposure to,
Yeah.
and also I was in a very small city. My parents, in fact, my dad, when he retired, would be having a salary of maybe 18-20,000, and I've always seen that kind of a life till the time I was doing my education.
Yeah.
But all through, I started developing a deep passion for helping others through education when I was growing up.
Right.
I had my own tuition center. It was inside IIT Kharagpur. It was called Talentia. We used to teach physics, chemistry, maths to students, and a lot of students cracked IIT from there. Although we didn't make it a Coda factory, but it was still quite good.
Yeah.
We had good number of students there. I had my own franchisee, IMS Learning Centers, when I was doing my MBA. From Mumbai itself, from SP Jain. I ran that franchisee again in education, right? I had a lot of mentorship sessions that I used to do one-on-one. So that passion and knack was always there. The only problem that always happened was I didn't know how to convert it to business, how to make it a way of living, right? And that I think changed later. But yeah, that's where from growing up days, the passion for education started.
Tell me a little bit about your financial struggle. Has money always been a problem? And I mean, because you said you're from Kharagpur and your family wasn't earning that much. I mean, as a guy, the need to kind of exceed in work and make money, was that always there in you? And did you always face any kind of struggle in
Yeah,
finances?
I'll tell you an interesting one. Although we were five of us, I
Yeah.
had two elder sisters and my parents and myself. Irrespective of how much my dad was earning, he was the only earning member.
Yeah.
Somehow at home,
Yeah.
it never felt that anything was deficient.
Okay.
Right? Just the fact that he would come back home at 6:30 every evening, always bring something back with him for all the kids
Yeah.
at home. Those small happinesses I still
Yeah.
feel today were much bigger than normally money would be able to buy, or a lot of money would be able to buy. I used to feel the differences when I met people, started meeting people outside. When I moved out of Kharagpur to a bigger city, I saw, oh God, I had no exposure to this world at all. And maybe in the world that I was moving towards, from their definition, I was poor. And no, I'm not mincing words. But while being in that life, I never felt deficient. I never felt that something was missing. And maybe all of us are creatures of habit, and we have created some earthly definitions of ourselves, of rich and poor, of beautiful not beautiful, of dark fair, etc., etc. Maybe at the most basic level they don't exist. It's all creations of our own mind.
That's absolutely true. These are, I mean, society and standards is what you can
Yeah,
say.
yeah. So that way, I started feeling that yes, money maybe plays a role when I
Yeah.
started moving out.
Yeah.
And even now, when I go back to Kharagpur, I was in Kharagpur last month. The life is still exactly the same. Our neighbors are still exactly the same. They would still come to me and say that तुझे 5-7 हज़ार की नौकरी मिल गई है ना. That's the thing they would ask, and I would say आप चिंता मत कीजिए मिल गई है, and they would be happy. So that way, I think there are different kinds of societies living within India, and all of them are happy. They're not sad.
I mean, money is not like people say money cannot buy everything. Sometimes effort also gets you that happiness very very easily.
True.
I've seen. I mean, we've had a fairly decent life. Although when we were very young, we did not have as much money. But I remember that time my dad would be very loving. Like he would always order food and those little small things that you could do, which didn't cost that much but felt amazing. But then suddenly I feel like when we grew up, my dad also kind of switched. He also doesn't care now. But I get that effort sometimes pays off a lot more than just materialistic things. So I get that. And in small towns, you feel home, right? Do you
Yeah.
feel home in Delhi now? I think you're based in Delhi now.
I see. I remember this very famous lines told by Zakir Khan recently in one of his podcasts,
Okay.
where he was saying that शुरुआत में आप जब घर पे रहते हो तो घर वो चीज़ें नहीं होती है. वो सोफ़ा, वो टेबल,
लोगों से बनता है.
हाँ, घर लोगों से बनता है. एंड घर शायद आपके आपके साथ वो बिताए हुए लम्हे हैं जो आपने अपने मदर के साथ, अपने फादर के साथ बिताया है. वो खेलता हुआ टाइम है जो अपने दोस्तों के साथ बिताया है. राइट, वो शायद घर है. एक बार आप घर से निकल जाते हो, दैट सेम थिंग कांट कम बैक अगेन. वही मोमेंट वापस नहीं आएगा. एक बार आप घर से निकल जाते हो, जहां भी जाते हो, आपको खुद घर बनना पड़ता है दूसरों के लिए.
या और बनाना पड़ता है.
वही, एंड देर ताकि बाकी लोगों को आपके आसपास लगे कि अब घर है.
राइट.
right, and so in Delhi I keep telling myself whenever I feel that this is not home कि मुझे ही बनाना है. मैं किसी और से, मेरी वाइफ से, मेरी मदर से, मेरे और रिलेटिव से एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर सकता कि वो मेरे लिए घर बना के दे. वो टाइम गया. अब मुझे बनाना पड़ेगा और उनको वही कंफर्ट फील कराना पड़ेगा
Right.
कि ये घर है. सो आई अग्री, लेसर सिटीज़ में वो थोड़ा ज़्यादा आसान होता है. दिल्ली में आपके नीड्स, वांट्स और डिज़ायर्स कंफ्यूज होते रहते हैं हम.
Absolutely. This is a problem with all metros.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, across the metropolitan cities, and therefore
Yeah.
maybe if you are still grounded while living a life that you want to, while dreaming about big things, but if you can still stay grounded to a fact that हमें याद है हमारे roots क्या है,
Yeah.
तो then I think happiness is not too far.
So important, so important. I think have you, I don't know if you've heard that कहावत कि पेड़ मतलब जितना ही ऊपर जाता है उतना नीचे झुकता है. I think as a man grows even a little bit with money, I think being humble is very very important, and it it teaches you a lot. I mean, I can't probably put in words for people that are watching right now, but being humble actually gives you a lot.
Yeah.
I've spent a lot of time with some people that are doing really, really well and successful in our words, right? And they are so humble. They are down to earth. They talk so well with, I mean, absolutely everybody. And you see the money equation going up and down in metro cities a lot. It's probably very mundane in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Coming back, love for education. You've been taking classes, and how did that go? And then what happened after that?
So I think love for taking classes stems from the fact that I've always liked speaking and also listening. These sound very very basic, but listening and speaking I feel are the most two important parts of communication that should come when you talk about communicating with someone else. Now what that means is, again इस पे भी कहानी है. मैं पहली बार जब पब्लिक स्पीकिंग करने गया था, हमारा स्कूल ऐसा था, वहाँ पे जो भी बच्चा फर्स्ट आता था उन्हें लगता था कि ये बाकी चीज़ों में भी अच्छा होगा.
हाँ.
और फर्स्ट तो मैं मरने के लिए बन रहा था. राइट, मेरा कुछ खास कुछ अपना कंट्रीब्यूशन था नहीं.
हाँ.
अब उन्होंने मुझे ढकेल दिया कि अब पब्लिक स्पीकिंग करो, एंड देयर वाज अ डिबेट कंपटीशन गोइंग ऑन जहाँ पे उन्होंने बोला था इस टॉपिक के फॉर जाके बताओ. मैं क्लास 7th में था और टॉपिक था पैट्रियोटिज्म इज द रूट कॉज ऑफ वॉर. ना मुझे पैट्रियोटिज्म का मतलब पता था ना वॉर का. ठीक है, और मुझे फॉर द मोशन बोलना था. ठीक है, तो मैं गया, मैंने बोला गुड मॉर्निंग एवरीवन, और फिर फ्रीज हो गया. मैं देखता रहा सबको 30 सेकेंड 45 सेकेंड, और फिर मैं वहीं खड़े होकर रोने लग गया. 1000 लोग थे ऑडियंस में. इंटर स्कूल कॉम्पिटिशन था, 5-7 स्कूल 10 स्कूल से लोग और आए हुए थे, पेरेंट्स भरे हुए थे, टीचर्स भरे हुए थे, और मैं रो रहा हूँ स्टेज पे. और लोग मुझे देख रहे हैं कि मैं रो रहा हूँ. एंड फिर 1-2 टीचर्स ने बोला उसको नीचे ले आओ, और मैं जिद करने लगा मैं नीचे भी नहीं जाऊँगा, मैं यहीं खड़े होके थोड़ी देर और रोना चाहता हूँ, हल्का होना चाहता हूँ. राइट,
सबके सामने.
सबके सामने. एंड आई थिंक व्हेन embarrassments happen, they should happen so badly that after that nothing feels more embarrassing.
Yeah.
तो मेरे पब्लिक स्पीकिंग में इतना एम्बैरेसमेंट उस दिन हो गया था कि मुझे नीचे आने के बाद लगा इससे बुरा तो अब लाइफ में कुछ नहीं हो सकता. राइट, एंड उसके बाद आई स्टार्टेड लुकिंग एट पब्लिक स्पीकिंग वेरी डिफरेंटली कि मेरे साथ वर्स्ट हो चुका है. राइट, एंड माई डैड वॉज ऑल्सो इन द ऑडियंस एट दैट टाइम. ही सेड कि तू जब 1000 लोगों की आंखें देख रहा था क्या लग रहा था. मैंने पहले कहा मुझे लग रहा था वो चाहते कि ये फेल हो जाए, मर जाए यहीं स्टेज पे, एकदम खराब हो जाए सब. तो उन्होंने कहा नहीं, ध्यान से सोच के बता क्या लग रहा था. फिर मैंने कहा कि सब सैड हो रहे थे कि क्लास 7 का बच्चा स्टेज पे रोएगा, किसको अच्छा लगेगा ना. एवरीवन वुड वांट हिम टू स्पीक, वांट हिम टू परफॉर्म. So I also realized the audience, the world wants us to do well, wants us to perform, wants us to shine. हमने ही अपने आप को रोक रखा है. हम प्रेशर किस बात का लेते हैं कि 100 लोग हमें सुन रहे, क्या सोचेंगे वो हमारे बारे में. बट अगर हम सोचे कि ये सब हमारे वेल विशर्स हैं और ये चाहते हैं कि हम अच्छा करें, और पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ कम्युनिकेटिंग चेंजेस, और हम चाहेंगे कि उनका हम दिल रख ले अच्छा बोल के या अच्छा सुन के. So that's where the love for speaking and listening started. उसके बाद as I said education का हमेशा passion था, तो मैं छोटे छोटे हमारे मतलब क्लास में ही 10-15-20 एकदम जो बैक बेंचर्स है उनको बिठा के पढ़ाने लग जाता था शुरू से ही. तो वहाँ से फिर पढ़ाना भी शुरू हुआ. अभी भी मैं जो क्रैक चला रहा होता हूँ, हर हफ्ते मैं कोशिश करता हूँ 1-2 सेशंस मैं खुद लूँ, जाके मैं पढ़ा पाऊँ. ऑल थ्रू आउट इन ऑल माई एक्सपीरियंसेस. मैं जब कार देखो में काम कर रहा था, हिंदुस्तान टाइम्स में काम कर रहा था, एक्सीड एजुकेशन नाम की कंपनी में काम कर रहा था, मेरा कहीं पे भी जॉब रोल पढ़ाना नहीं था. अभी भी आई वुड वांट टू बिलीव क्रैक में भी नहीं है, बट मैं हर जगह पढ़ाया है मैंने, बिकॉज आई फील दैट दैट्स वेयर इट्स ऑल गोइंग टू एंड इवेंचुअली. राइट, एक बहुत अच्छी मूवी है जो मुझे एज अ बेंचमार्क बहुत अच्छा लगता है, लूसी. आई डोंट नो इफ यू हैव सीन. राइट, इट्स वेरी गुड वन, यू शुड. तो उसमें लूसी स्टार्ट्स यूटिलाइजिंग अ बिगर पार्ट ऑफ हर ब्रेन ओवर टाइम. तो ऑल ऑफ अस यूज जस्ट 8% ऑफ हर ब्रेन्स, राइट, 7 to 8%. डॉल्फिन्स यूज 10%, तो हमसे ज़्यादा थोड़ा इंटेलिजेंट है. इस मूवी में लूसी ने कुछ खा लिया था, कुछ उसके पेट में चला गया था, तो वो शी स्टार्टेड, उस ड्रग की वजह से उसका ब्रेन ज़्यादा यूटिलाइज होने लगा. धीरे 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 वो 60%, 70%, 80% ब्रेन यूटिलाइजेशन में पहुंच गई. तो उसे ये याद आने लगा कि उसके पिछले 10 जन्म 15 जन्म में उसने क्या किया है, वो पैदा कैसे हुई थी, माँ के कोख से निकलते वक्त उसे कितना दर्द हुआ था, एट्सेट्रा एट्सेट्रा, जो नॉर्मल ह्यूमन को याद आ ही नहीं सकता. तो उसने जाके उस टाइम के साइंटिस्ट से पूछा था कि आप मुझे बताइए, मुझे इतना नॉलेज आ गया है, मैं इस नॉलेज का क्या करूं. तो साइंटिस्ट ने उसे जवाब दिया था, बेटा कुछ करना नहीं है, जस्ट पास इट ऑन, क्योंकि तुम मर जाओगी एक दिन. एक ही ऑब्जेक्टिव है हम सबके लाइफ का, टू पास इट ऑन. तो वही एडुकेशन है फाइनली.
Absolutely.
तो मुझे वही लगता है कि वही अगर 8% ब्रेन यूजेज में ही हम शुरू कर पाए और पढ़ा पाए लोगों को, तो देन इट्स अ नोबल जॉब टू डू, एंड दैट्स व्हाट क्रैक्ट आल्सो डज, एडुकेट्स, अपस्किल्स पीपल टू बिकम बेटर.
I mean, after listening to your story, I feel like only people like you can also do it, because you need to have that noble understanding, and you need to have that thing from inside to pull something off like this. And kudos to you for doing it and helping out so many people. Employment is one of the biggest problems in India, and we have so many people that could be upskilled and could be placed and could be employed, and they could be earning good money, but then somehow that doesn't fall in place right now for us. But also a great perspective of looking at things. I didn't want to stop you in the middle of the story, but the story was awesome, where you were standing on the stage and crying, and the perspective that your dad gave you. That's a brilliant perspective to look at things. And I mean, I will try my best to also inculcate this, because I found it so fantastic.
No, I remember Priyam also in my podcast,
Yeah.
you spoke about your dad being a superhero. I asked the
Yeah.
question, "Who is your superhero?" You said no one
Yeah.
other than my dad.
Yeah.
In the way you have grown up and you've seen, spent time with him, you've seen
Yeah.
different facets of him.
Yeah.
And I think closest to home, हमारे पेरेंट्स जो रोल प्ले कर सकते हैं, whenever hopefully when one day we also become parents,
Yeah.
that is the role which becomes the most pivotal for the child in the beginning.
Absolutely.
और उसके
Absolutely.
बाद अलग अलग कैरेक्टर्स मिलते हैं उन्हें,
Absolutely.
जो भी
Like,
उनको
I give
influence
you
कर.
an example. Like, since I was a kid, my mom used to always tell me कि किसी का बुरा नहीं करना, बुरा हो जाएगा. किसी का बुरा नहीं करना, बुरा हो जाएगा. That is stuck to my head. That is stuck to my head. कि if I do something, if I do something as a child, it's engraved, like it's there, that if I do something bad to somebody, something bad is going to come to me. And or गलती से, sometimes you end up hurting people. Sometimes you end up, even when you don't want to, those things happen. And then when something bad used to happen to me, I used to be like, my mom used to always tell me. So I mean, it's very important what your parents put in you as a child, and what you see, what you learn. Some things are very unsaid, the way they behave. You pick
True.
up a lot from
True.
them, a lot.
So true.
Coming back to education,
Yeah.
anybody that I meet has done an MBA. I ask them, do you think MBA is important? In today's day, do you think MBA is still relevant?
आई थिंक हमारे इंडिया में एजुकेशन को बहुत रोड लर्निंग की तरह देखा जाता है,
Yeah.
एंड नाउ दैट आई हैव गॉन डीप इनटू दिस सेक्टर,
Yeah.
आई फील द एंटायर एजुकेशन सेटअप ऑफ आवर कंट्री नीड्स टू चेंज. द प्रॉब्लम इज नॉट एमबीए,
Yeah.
द प्रॉब्लम इज हाउ वी लुक एट एजुकेशन इन आवर कंट्री. द पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू ऑफ एजुकेशन इन आवर कंट्री इज गेटिंग अ डिग्री.
Yeah.
कि आपको डिग्री मिल जाएगी तो जॉब मिल जाएगी, या फिर शादी हो जाएगी, या
Yeah.
सोशल स्टेटस बढ़ जाएगा.
Yeah. Yeah.
इनमें से कोई भी सच होना नहीं चाहिए.
Right.
होना ये चाहिए कि मैं पढ़ाई कर रहा हूँ क्लास 1 से, फॉरगेट अबाउट एमबीए, उसी फील्ड में जिसमें मुझे जाना है, या जिसमें मुझे शुरुआत से थोड़ा इंटरेस्ट आ रहा है.
Absolutely.
और एमबीए आई फील इज द ओनली फॉर्म ऑफ एजुकेशन जो थोड़ा रेलेवेंट है एज कम्पेयर टू अदर्स, बिकॉज वहां पे आपको एटलीस्ट चॉइस तो मिलता है कि मार्केटिंग पढ़ लो, या ऑपरेशंस पढ़ लो, या फाइनेंस पढ़ लो,
Yeah.
या इंफॉर्मेशन मैनेजमेंट पढ़ लो, टेक
Yeah.
पढ़ लो.
Yeah.
यू कैन चूज. आजकल तो एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के भी कोर्सेज शुरू हो गए.
Yeah. Yeah.
बिकॉज ऑफ दैट चॉइस यू कैन एटलीस्ट डिसाइड, हाँ अच्छा 20-21 साल अगर वेस्ट भी कर दिया अपनी जिंदगी में,
Yeah.
एटलीस्ट अभी अपने हिसाब से कोई एक फील्ड चूज करके पढ़ाई कर लूं. एमबीए गेव मी अ लॉट ऑफ एक्सपोजर. एसपी जैन इज वन कॉलेज, एंड इट्स in your city also,
Yeah. Yeah.
is one college which doesn't shortlist you from CAT score. It shortlists you from your CV. आपके CV में ऐसा क्या एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटी है जो आपको अलग करता है. तो मेरे बैच में 120 लोगों में कुछ ना कुछ एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर में एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी चीज थी, उसीलिए वो शॉर्टलिस्ट हुए थे.
Okay.
उसके बाद कैट का स्कोर भी देखते, पर वो हाइजीन है कि इतना तो आना ही चाहिए, राइट. तो उस हिसाब से मुझे लगा मेरे कॉलेज में उन्हें वो जो एक्सपोजर दे रहे थे बेस्ड ऑन योर एरिया ऑफ इंटरेस्ट, वो बहुत स्ट्रांग था. और तो मैंने बहुत एंजॉय किया था अपना एमबीए. मे बी मैं अहमदाबाद में इतना एंजॉय नहीं करता जितना मैंने एसपीएन में किया था, बिकॉज ऑफ द वे दे लुक्ड एट एजुकेशन.
Yeah. Yeah.
And credit goes to the founder, Mr. M.L. Shrikant. He passed away recently, but he built a college out of sheer love for extracurriculars and not love for getting a degree. तो उस हिसाब से मुझे लगता है अगर आप किसी पर्पस के साथ एमबीए कर रहे हो तो हमेशा करना चाहिए. अगर आपको इसलिए करना है कि एक और डिग्री मिल जाएगी, कि बेटर जॉब मिलेगा, तो फिर
Yeah.
कतई मत कीजिए.
Yeah. So, Devojit, when you hire now, do you hire on merit or do you hire on experience?
I think, Priyam, it is something a lot of my entrepreneur friends are also struggling with,
Yeah.
and therefore have very different opinions on. I would always want to hire people on the work they have done before this.
Yeah.
And if they have done great internships and projects during their education,
Yeah.
then they are a good hire for me. If they have not finished the, let's say, a postgraduate degree or even a graduate degree sometimes, but have great work experience, that also is a good hire for me. What is a clear no are people who have only studied and not worked at all in anything, because
Yeah.
today exposure is very easy
Yeah.
and you can actually pick up a project and internship from anywhere.
Yeah.
Even if they have not put in that effort, I am forced to believe that they will not be able to put in that effort even when they join,
Yeah.
irrespective of their degrees.
Yeah, that's actually very right. So, give me a one-word answer. Is MBA important in today's day and time?
No.
Would you hire somebody who has work experience, or would you hire somebody who has an MBA degree?
Work experience.
Do you prefer candidates having work experience in the preferred field or a degree in the preferred field?
Work experience in the preferred field.
In today's age and time, is MBA relevant for marketing professionals, for sales professionals?
The number of courses that are now available in the market, short term ones, MBA is an overkill.
Okay.
You don't need an MBA. You need to just get the skill required for that marketing.
As a fresher, if I finished my graduate, should I be applying for an MBA, or should I go for an MBA in a good college, or should I look for a job and try to just gain work experience?
You should always try to gain work experience, even if you want to do an MBA later. Your choice of MBA will become a lot better if you work for 2-3 years. Otherwise, you'll just end up doing an MBA for the sake of it.
Do you believe that today's freshers have this idea that a certificate can get them a well paying job and a merit is not as great?
There is a lot of brainwash that happens right from childhood, and therefore they have this wrong idea.
Degree.
Yeah, that somehow I need to gather a degree which will help me eventually in my life.
Yeah.
But I am just fingers crossed. I'm hoping that a lot of organizations will bring in change. The government will bring in change where skill becomes more important than degree. In fact, the vision of my company is skills about degrees.
Yeah.
So hopefully it will change. But today the problem is very much there.
You talking about education reminds me of Amir Khan from Three Idiots. A film I feel should be a compulsory watch for everybody who's going to give birth to a child. I think this is like a theoretical, it's like a compulsory thing you have to see before being a parent.
Yeah.
That, I mean, the way our parents and our society looks at education versus what the reality is right now in the market and in the world. Do you think it's different?
There's a big difference. I'll tell you just some numbers, Priyam. There are 1 crore graduates that come out of our country every year, give or take a few thousand. In that, the number of people who land up a job eventually are about 15%. 85 lakh students don't get a job after graduation. The funny part is, out of the 15 lakh that has gotten a job, half of them don't deserve a job. They are bad, still they have landed a job. And now come to the remaining 85 lakhs, which is unemployed. Why are they unemployed? They have the degree. They are unemployed because they can't speak. You go and ask them, tell me about yourself. They'll not be able to answer.
Skill
They'll look at the
development is a
wall.
problem?
Huge problem. And because soft skills, which is the basics of communication in human beings, is never taught, you are somehow taught to get a degree. Therefore, they can't land a 10,000 rupees internship also, 15,000 rupees stipend job also. And that's where the hell breaks, and then you end up on the wrong side of things. If from the beginning, if they are taught on employable skills, even through graduation, then half of them will land a job.
It's actually a very strong point. There is no skills that we kind of learn. Soft skills are not taught anywhere, and
It's not. It's not. In
and-
some better schools, better
Yeah.
colleges, it becomes a part of life.
Yeah.
That you have to speak well.
Yeah, because
And-
you're surrounded with that kind of people, and
Right.
it becomes like a norm for you to speak in English and to have good grammar and to type. I mean, write a certain way to know a certain thing.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
I think in the beginning, very beginning, when I came to Mumbai eventually for my post graduation, before that communication for me was also ठीक है, मतलब किसी भी भाषा में बोल लो या फिर confidence की क्या जरूरत है, it's fine. And then when you get into a city like this, you feel, oh God, this is an important part of who you are.
Yeah, you need it.
पढ़ाता ही नहीं है कोई. You only can learn from practical exposure. और वही काम आएगा बाद में. It's like you want to go for playing cricket for India, but जिंदगी भर बास्केटबॉल सिखा दिया. अब कैसे खेलोगे जाके क्रिकेट ना? तो वो पर्सपेक्टिव अगर आ जाएगा एजुकेशन में, एंड देयरफॉर एमबीए में भी, ग्रेजुएशन में भी, तो बहुत डिफरेंट इंडिया बन सकता है. एंड दैट्स वेयर ऑल द प्रॉब्लम लाइज, एंड वी आर जस्ट अ वेरी वेरी स्मॉल स्पेक in trying to solve that problem. Problem is very large. But as a founder, कुछ गलत हुआ है तो you know सुबह उठ के इसको solve करना है.
या रात को ही करना है.
हाँ.
Can husband and wife start a company together?
No. Today I feel blessed. I can come back home and tell her about the stories of work from my perspective and she won't judge me. 4 of my 5 decisions failed. I am prepared for 80% of my decisions to fail. बेटा काबिल बनो काबिल, कामयाबी झक मार के तुम्हारे पीछे आएगी. I started 5 different business lines before this and I've shut them down all. मतलब for example, when a student gets into a bank from my side, he knows the last 40 years of the bank by heart.